Welcome to 30-minute meal and we are making honey lemon garlic chicken. First, season the chicken thigh with salt and pepper. Lightly coat the chicken with cornstarch. In a pan, add the chicken skin side down. Once it is golden, flip and cook for another 6 minutes. Next, melt some butter. Add in garlic, soy sauce, mirin, honey, chili flakes, paprika, lemon zest, lemon juice and black pepper. Cook the sauce until it gets thickened. Add the chicken back and baste the chicken with the sauce. Once it is done, serve with hot steamed rice and enjoy.
It's never surprised me that some of the best food comes from the South, so the moment I discovered smothered chicken, I knew I had to make it. Season some cut up chicken breast with smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, white pepper, black pepper, a couple other spices, white vinegar, and oil. Cook the chicken in a hot pan for about 5 minutes, then set that aside, and in the same pan, cook down some mushrooms until they're golden. Then saute yellow onion, jalapeno, bell pepper, and garlic for a couple minutes, go in with butter and flour to create a roux, then add in chicken bouillon, pour in water, heavy cream, add in some more spices, a bunch of fresh thyme, and the cooked chicken and mushrooms. Let this simmer for 15 to 20 minutes until it's slightly thickened, then serve it over some jasmine rice and it's ready to enjoy. Sometimes you eat something so good you'd be willing to pay $200 for it at a restaurant, and this Dijon dill panko crusted salmon will have you thinking exactly that. Start by seasoning some salmon and make sure your salmon is fresh. If it smells fishy, you already need to start over. In a bowl, combine Dijon mustard, honey, fresh dill, lemon juice, and minced garlic. Add a couple dollops of this over the salmon and then use a brush to spread it out evenly. Sprinkle some panko breadcrumbs on top, press it in gently, and then pop these in the air fryer for about 8 to 9 minutes. Make a little sauce by combining the remaining Dijon mixture with some gently melted butter. Then just plate this up with some fluffy rice, green beans, top it off with fresh dill, that lemon butter sauce, and it's ready to enjoy.
Welcome to 30-minute meal and we are making beef and broccoli fried rice. First, marinate the steak with soy sauce, sesame oil, Chinese cooking wine, baking soda, salt, pepper, cornstarch and oil. Next, saute the beef for 2 minutes until golden brown and set aside. In a wok, saute the garlic and shallot for 1 minute. Add in the broccoli and saute for another 1 minute. Add in the old rice from Ming Dynasty and season with soy sauce, oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, sesame oil, sugar, white pepper and chili oil. Stir fry the fried rice on high heat for 2 minutes. Add the cooked beef and give it a final mix. Once it is done, garnish with sesame seeds, chili powder, and garlic flakes. Enjoy!
I cannot believe this took 9 minutes to cook, but it did, and it was so good. Growing up, I didn't like lentils. They're called podio in East Africa. I'm using Al Wazir rice today. I had my rice and lentils in a pot along with coconut milk, a little salt, and some water. The rice and lentils were both washed and pre-soaked. I wanted to cook this fast, so I cooked it in a pressure cooker for 9 minutes. And that's all it took for fluffy rice and soft lentils. Some people like theirs more mushy. I don't know if this still qualifies as mseto, but I like mine this way. And for me, crispy onions is a non-negotiable. You have to add it. It really elevates the whole dish. Another thing I love to add is a blend of peppers, chili, and lemon. The coconut, the caramelized onion, everything is honestly just so perfect together.
If you're craving the flavor of fajita and Southwest at the same time, make this Southwest fajita steak bowl. Season your steak with ground coriander, black pepper, and salt. Rub it in gently and then do the same on the other side. Make a Southwest sauce by combining mayonnaise, chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, lime juice, some sugar, spices, and avocado oil. I also made a little avocado mash to go with this, which is just avocados, lime juice, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. I cooked the rice with some chicken bouillon and a bay leaf, and then when it was done cooking, finished it with some cilantro and lime juice. Ideally, you want to cook your steak in some beef tallow, which is going to add that extra beefy flavor, and then use that same pan with the remaining beef tallow to cook down the onions and peppers as well. Once the steak has rested, you can go ahead and chop it up into little bite-sized pieces, then plate it over the cilantro lime rice, and it's ready to enjoy.
It's Soul Food Sunday. Let's make some smothered turkey necks. They slow cooked until fall off the bone tender and soaking in this gravy full of onions, peppers, and garlic. I've cleaned and trimmed my turkey necks. Now I'm gonna rub in these spices. You know, on Sundays we pull out the Magnolite. We're gonna get these seared on both sides so they got some nice color. Once them necks good and brown, we're gonna go ahead and take them out the pot. Now we're gonna add in that onion and pepper. We're gonna let this cook down, season it up with a little bit of salt to get that fun off the bottom. Once your pepper's good and soft, add in your garlic and some bay leaf. Let that cook for another minute. It's time to add back in them turkey necks along with some turkey stock or chicken stock. Bring this up to a rolling boil, then you're gonna lower your heat to low and let it go low and slow for about 3 or 4 hours. By now that kitchen smelling good, everybody walking in, peeping to see what you're cooking. Go ahead and serve it up over some white rice with some veggies, and oh yeah, that's how the chain says. Next time your friends come over, you have to make them this onion butter rice, I promise you. As always, I'm using Mahatma, and this is the perfect way to jazz up your jasmine rice. The first thing I did was julienne the onion, and then I cooked it down in some butter. Once it's softened, I added in a little bit of garlic. The key to getting that perfect fluffy rice every time you're looking at it. You need a good high quality rice like Mahatma, and if you watch my videos, you know that's all I use. You want to make sure every grain of rice is coated in the onion butter and then let it toast for a few minutes. I'm seasoning it up with a little bit of salt, pepper, and turmeric, and then you want to add in some vegetable stock. Let this come up to a boil and then cover it and lower your heat. Now you just want to leave it alone, don't touch it, and let it cook for about 12 minutes. Once it's done, you can uncover it, go ahead and fluff it, and just like that, you got some onion butter rice. Go ahead and pair it with a protein of your choice. It's going to be your new favorite rice. It's so good you can eat it by itself, and oh yeah, that's off the chain, say this one.
The last time I went to Chipotle, I was severely underwhelmed. Since then, I've been craving a good bowl, so let's make it at home. Combine Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, garlic cloves, smoked paprika, cumin, oregano, black pepper, white pepper, salt, white vinegar, avocado oil, and water. Blend that up, pour it over the chicken, and then cook these on the grill for that signature smoky flavor. For the beans, add in some of that chicken marinade, water, bay leaves, a splash of lime juice, let it cook for about 20 minutes, then finish it off with a little more water. Making the sides is super simple. It's just 3 different bases with the same ingredients added in each time, which is just red onion, jalapeno, cilantro, lime juice, and salt. Obviously, I whipped up some cilantro lime rice, and for me, the best part of going to Chipotle is having your bowl topped with the white queso, so I went ahead and made that as well, and then finished it off with some Monterey Jack cheese, white cheddar, and some lime juice. Then just assemble your bowl however you like. Don't forget the shredded lettuce, top it off with that queso, and it's ready to enjoy.
I'm still blown away by the fact that this whole meal was cooked in one pressure cooker. The flavor was unmatched, and the meat, well, you can see, so tender. Drop those ribs in a pressure cooker. I used about 1.5 kilos. I had no idea where I was going with this, but I added lots of garlic, some whole cumin, a little coriander powder, some cinnamon powder, whole cardamom, a little chili flakes, whole black pepper, and some salt, alwali of course. I really love their Himalayan salt. I also added a few whole cloves, and don't skip this. Olive oil went in as well. Pressure cooker has a saute feature, so I used that and added some sliced onions and coriander. Oh, and some tomato paste. Top it off with water and add some vinegar. I cooked the meat for about 45 minutes. And when that was done, I added some washed and soaked rice. Make sure you give it a good mix. And then you need to cook it again, this time only for about 9 minutes. Listen, there's no time for excuses. This is totally something you can do. And people who come over are going to be like, what? You made that? To which you'll respond, yep, I did that. The weekend is here. I have faith in you. Go out and cook. Bye.
Let's make Ghanaian-style jollof rice. That's gonna be the most flavorful rice you'll ever have. To start, you're gonna save half your onion for later, and this half is just gonna get a quick dice. Now in a large blender, you're gonna add in your tomatoes first, a healthy amount of red pepper. I quartered down the onion from earlier. We're gonna do a handful of heartburn, fresh ginger, and then we're gonna go into some Scotch bonnets, habanero if you can't find any. Now it's time to blend. Now in a large deep pot, you want to get generous with some oil. Remember that onion that we diced? This will need a healthy amount of tomato paste. And then you just want to cook out that raw flavor for at least 5 minutes. Once you've developed a nice deep red color, you're going to go in with your tomato sauce. sauce. And then we're gonna keep cooking this down until it really thickens and the oil starts to separate. Now to season, we drop in some Maggi cubes, and I got bay leaves, curry powder, and thyme. We're gonna drop in our properly washed long grain rice. Every grain should be coated with love. And then we're gonna add in some stock, just enough to cover the rice. To trap in the steam, we use parchment, then foil, and then just cover with your lid. Once it lightly bubbles, we're gonna drop our heat to a low. We're gonna allow this to steam 30-40 minutes, stirring midway through. Now for the moment of truth, you're just gonna fluff up the rice. And as always, now bismillah. That is jam-packed with flavor.
If you're craving something spicy and satisfying, try this mutton biryani. Heat the oil over medium flame. Fry the thinly sliced onions until they are golden brown. Saute ginger garlic paste until fragrant. Add the meat and cook until color changes. Spice it up with some salt, cumin, coriander, garam masala, red chili, and turmeric. Stir well to combine and cook the spices for a few minutes. Add the chopped tomatoes along with water. Cover and let it cook until the meat is almost tender. Lower the flame and combine the whisk yogurt and dried plums. At this point, check the gravy thickness as you desired. Boil the water in a large pot. For the flavors, add whole spices, lemon, and green chilies. Add the soaked rice and boil until still have a bite to it. Drain and set aside. Start layering with the boiled rice on the bottom. Next, mutton gravy. Sprinkle chopped coriander and mint on top. Add another layer of the rice. Pour the liquid food color and garnish. Cover the pot tightly with a tea towel and lid, and place on a dum for 25 minutes on low-medium flame. Next, open the lid, fluff the rice, and I can't wait to enjoy it with some salad and raita. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Taste the flavors. Today, I'll be creating one of the most beloved dishes in South Asian restaurants. Chicken tikka masala paired with buttery naan. Trust me, nothing beats this combination. Let's start by marinating the chicken. Combine chicken pieces with salt, coriander, cumin, garam masala, Kashmiri chili, turmeric, fenugreek leaves, minced ginger, garlic, green chilies, fresh lemon juice, some mustard oil, and creamy yogurt. Mix everything thoroughly, cover it, and let it marinate. Let's move on to cooking the chicken tikka. Thread the chicken pieces onto the skewers, place them on a baking sheet, and bake. Now for the delicious part, preparing the masala. Heat up ghee, add the diced onions, and saute until they become translucent. Then stir in some ginger garlic paste, cooking until it's aromatic. Add spices, salt, chili, cumin, coriander, garam masala, and turmeric. Mixing well. Allow this mixture to cook for just a few seconds. Now incorporate tomato paste, then pour in tomato puree. Cover the pan and let it simmer until much of the water evaporates and the oil separates. Blend gravy until it's perfectly smooth. Let's combine chicken and masala. Stir in double cream and gently add the cooked chicken tikka into the masala. Mix everything thoroughly and let it simmer for a few minutes. Finally, it's time to garnish and serve. Plate your chicken tikka masala and sprinkle with chopped coriander and drizzle of double cream on top to add a stunning touch. Serve it hot alongside with fluffy plain boiled rice and then naan for a complete meal. Enjoy!
I'm gonna make butter chicken and garlic naan. I'll be cutting the chicken breast in small pieces, about this size. I'm gonna add some black pepper, some salt, garlic paste, and ginger paste, turmeric, coriander, chili powder, some garam masala. Now we go ahead and mix this. I'm gonna add some plain Greek yogurt, about 2 spoons. We mix this. We're gonna let this marinate for an hour. To the pan, I'm gonna add some unsalted butter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken. I'm gonna cover the chicken and let this cook. After about 5 minutes, I'm gonna let it cook uncovered. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the chicken. In the same pan, I'm gonna add some oil and some diced purple onion, a tiny bit of ginger, garlic. We're gonna add lemon juice. We're gonna add all of the seasonings we added to the chicken. So turmeric, coriander, garam masala, chili powder, black pepper, and salt. I'm gonna add tomato paste. We add a little bit of water. I'm gonna add 1 bay leaf and some sugar. Now I'm gonna let this come to a simmer and then add it into the blender. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this. Go ahead and add this back in. I'm gonna add butter, heavy cream, stir this, added the chicken back in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cover this and let it come to a simmer. For the garlic naan, I'm gonna add 1 cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of yeast, and this is the one that I'm using, 1/2 tablespoon of sugar. I'm gonna let this rest for 10 minutes. Now after the 10 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. Add 4 cups of all-purpose flour, about 2 teaspoons of salt, 3/4 of baking powder, and 3/4 of baking soda, 3/4 of Greek yogurt, and 1/4 of olive oil. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mix this for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna let it rest for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. My husband's gonna help me make the garlic naan. You just roll it somewhat thin. I lightly added some oil to the griddle, and I melted some butter and added some garlic and cilantro. Added to the griddle. Now we add it onto the bread. It's ready.